Hello! Today we're going to talk about trigonometric ratios. Now, this all starts with a basic problem. I have a right triangle, and I know little information about it. Like maybe I know an angle down here, and maybe I know like one of the three side lengths. And I would like to try and figure out the rest of the information about it. Like say, what's this angle up here? Or what are the remaining side lengths? Okay? And this can be useful for all sorts of real-world problems. We're not going to deal with a whole lot of real-world problems right now because we're just trying to get the basics down. But it's definitely a useful tool. So we've already seen that in some special cases, special right triangles, I could do that. So for example, say I knew that this was let's make that a 60-degree angle. And this was like, say, I don't know, 5 down here. It's 5, I don't know, meters, right? We've seen in a previous video how I would set this up, and I would say, oh, okay, I would say 5 to 1 equals, say I want to figure out this side over here, equals x, 2, and in the original triangle, that's a 1, and that's a 2, so to 2. So 5 to 1 equals x to 2, because in the original special right triangle, it's 1, 2, square root of 3. Right, so then I cross multiply and I get x equals 10. And if I want to find y over here, I'd say, well, okay, that means that 5 to 1 equals y to square root of 3. Like that. And I cross multiply, and I get y equals 5 times square root of 3. Y equals 5 times square root of 3. So we've seen how this works with a special right triangle, where it turns out that it actually works with any right triangle. Yeah. Now, what we have to use, what are called sine, and that's actually short for sine, cosine, and tangent, right? In your calculator, these are going to be abbreviated as SIN. That's a great abbreviation, just one letter off. Cosine, right? COS, and tangent, TAN. And when we say these, we typically would say sine, cosine, tangent, even though you're hardly ever going to see the actual words written out. So I don't say sin, cos, tan. I say sine, cosine, tangent. Okay. So here's how this works. I'm going to pause for a second here. Okay. Now, all right. I had to get a drink of water there. So say I've got a right triangle that's not a special right triangle. Okay. But I know this angle down here. Let's call that, I don't know. I'll make a concrete example here. We'll say 41 degrees. Right? And I don't know, pick a side. I know that this is a 5 down here. And I want to find the other sides. Well, I could, turns out, that there is a right triangle, okay, with a 41 degree angle right here, and a hypotenuse of 1. And we know the other two side lengths. They are sine of 41 degrees and cosine of 41 degrees. And you can actually look these numbers up in your calculator. Or you could look them up in, like I used to have them in books. I have books of what are called trig tables at home. So you can look them up. And so we could set it up kind of the same way. Okay, so I want to find, say, x over here. Okay? So I would say, well, let's see. Let's see, 5 to sine of 41. 5 to sine of 41 degrees equals x to 1. There you go. Then it's cross multiply. When I cross multiply, I end up with, let's see, x times sine of 41 degrees equals 5 times 1. And then I divide, x equals 5 over sine of 41 degrees. And then I have to go over here to my calculator, which I'm just going to use my phone calculator for this. Let's see. All right. And I have in here, we have, let's see, 5 divided by, in parentheses, actually I need the parentheses when I talk about. I go here's sine. Boom, I'm blocking it off there. Sine of 41 degrees. Right there. And I get 7.62. And of course, sine, cosine, tangent, they're like crazy decimals that just go on forever most of the time. So, we'll round it off 7.62. All right. So x approximately equals 7.62. Right? So if this is 41 degrees and this is a 5, this up here is going to be about 7.62. And we're relying on the fact that the calculator just knows what these values are. Right? It knows about this magical triangle. It knows that for a 41 degree angle and a hypotenuse of 1, that it knows what this length is going to be, and it knows what this length is going to be. So very much like he did with special right triangles, but just a little bit different. Okay? And that's one way of looking at it. And we're going to look at it a different way in another video.